Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe.
Today we will read verse 85, Vilapa Kusumanjali. O Suvrata, dedicated girl, will you increase my bliss by falsely and angrily quarreling with the Lord of your heart, being supported by your girlfriends who are expert in helping you in your loving tricks while you play the flower-picking game. O Suvrata, dedicated girl, will you increase my bliss by falsely and angrily quarreling with the Lord of your heart, being supported by your girlfriends who are expert in helping you in your loving tricks while you play the flower-picking game. O Suvrata, dedicated girl, will you increase my bliss by falsely and angrily quarreling with the Lord of your heart, being supported by your girlfriends who are expert in helping you in your loving tricks while you play the flower-picking game.
Radhe, before we start to listen this commentary of Anantadas Babaji, we can say something about the flow of this verse and the flow of Raghunath's emotions, which he is expressing in this beautiful verse. So he is praying and asking and crying to Radhika to increase his bliss by her falsely and angrily quarreling. We can see here that in Vraja, which is the natural place of purest kind of love, quarreling is something which is nourishing and intensify the love. We all know that quarreling in material world is actually destroying the love. All conflicts in any relationships ruins that relationships, and also all conflicts, angerness, quarreling is destroying bhakti. So our acharyas and our Gurudev, with his own example, he is trying to show us how to avoid this quarreling in material life, because it will ruin the bhakti, especially very sensitive kind of bhakti, raga bhakti. And devotees who are trying to advance in their path of raga bhakti, they should be very, very careful with their own angerness, desire for quarreling, if they want to advance in devotional life. So this is one of the most important advices and instructions for every sadhaka. Because desire for angerness and quarrel is something which is the part of bodily consciousness. And because the bodily consciousness is so strong, person always is trying to find some ananda for his body or her body. And it's completely strange thing that conditioned souls also can find a lot of ananda in angerness and quarreling. And the heart, although is burning from these negative emotions, ego is so strong that it cannot stop the tendency of devotee even to find ananda, the bliss, happiness in the quarreling. Although he is hurting himself and the others, still his ego is trying to find ananda, the bliss, in this very strange, very undesirable quality of conditioned soul. But we can see here that in spiritual world, especially in Vrindavan, everything is opposite. Because all relationships are infused with purest kind of love, not even ordinary Vaikuntha love, but purest kind of love. And when all other emotions becomes pervading with prema, or maybe we can say mahabhav, then even negative behavior and emotions and talkings are actually meant to churn the nectar of relationship. So we should try to contemplate on this contradictory feelings, behavior, and results. In one sense, this angerness and quarrelness, like symptom of strong false ego, is destroying the life of the person and the life of others around him. But in the same time, when this quarreling and angerness is melted with prema, and the person is soul consciousness, and also very, very mature in his spiritual identity, Swarup, then these emotions, expressions are actually ornaments of pure love. This is one of the secrets which Rasic devotees are trying to tell us, and also that through their feelings we receive some drops of that. It could be confused, but if we really understand the law of prema, the background of prema, and that is to give the pleasure to beloved, Ishtadev, then it's very easy to understand how quarreling, angerness, it's actually fake. It's just pretending. It's just false. And in the same time, it's the real in spiritual life. So Prabhupada Raghunath here wants to increase and his bliss by listening and this falsely and angrily quarreling between Radha and Mohan together with Radharani's girlfriends. So by meditating on these pastimes and the proper feelings of those who are active and participate in these pastimes, we sadhakas can purify our angerness and desire to find the bliss in quarrels with others. We can purify our consciousness, senses, but also desires. So these pastimes are very beneficial for conditioned soul to very carefully, with open eyes, open heart, open ears, are listening. Exchange of purest kind of love. And it will help us to remove all our bodily conception. So Gurudev, you want to add something?
Very nice.
It was your first instruction to us. Never ever go in any conflict. It will ruin your bhakti. So I'm just repeating your words. The devotees
Actually, conflict will come to us because conflict is inside
Yeah.
our ego and constitutional position. Naturally, there is a conflict that's in between my intelligentsia and material identification. So there is conflict, but how to escape from that? That is the point. Conflict, if I go, then I am in conflict. And how to escape out from the conflict, that is intelligentsia to use without conflict in material life.
So it means, Gurudev, that unless we are identified with our at least soul consciousness, we will always be in conflict, inner conflict.
Inner conflict.
Inner.
And then this effect of inner conflict come out in external way.
Yeah.
Through the
Yeah.
mouth, through my behavior.
The-
And we involve in that.
because we are trying to squeeze the happiness even from this kind of behavior.
Yeah. We enjoy with the conflict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ego is proving his existence. Now
Yeah.
I am the bold one. No one can touch me. No one can hurt me. I am the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the greatest problem for the spiritual life. If we don't remove this strong desire for conflict, which is coming, like Gurudev is explaining very nicely, it's coming from the wrong conception, who am I? I am this body. Then it's very difficult to advance in a spiritual, any kind of spiritual life. What to speak about Vraja Prem, Vraja Bhakti, and what to speak about service of Madhurya Ras.
Conflict is not Madhurya Rasa. It's the heavy rasa, material rasa.
Radhe. Commentary by Anantadas Babaji Maharaj. Raghunatha has submitted a prayer to Swamini's feet that he may relish the sweet nectarine rasa of her words through both his ears and his eyes. One cannot count in how many ways Radha's self-manifested sweetness is relishable within Sri Raghunatha's heart, and actually nobody is able to describe this sweetness. Although
Italian should go in basement.
No internet.
You have to open and start it, restart.
although the four Vedas are constantly glorifying Sri Radha, they cannot reach the end. Here Saraswati's voice becomes silent. When the heart of Sriman Mahadeva, Lord Shiva, that is Jnanamaya, filled with transcendental wisdom, comes here, it merges in Sri Radha's glories, and the thousand-headed Anantadeva goes beside himself here. When the best of all devotees, Uddhava Mahashaya, understood the greatness of their sweetness, he prayed for birth in Vraja, even as a blade of grass or a shrub, to attain the food dust to earth on his head. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Even the Supreme Lord, Prajendranandana, cannot reciprocate with this sweet love. In Chaitanya Charitamrita is written, what to speak of others? Even Vrajendranandana is descending to relish this prema. This verse conceals the root cause of Sri Gauranga's descension. Sri Gauranga Dev descended to experience the sweetness of Sri Radha's love. He relished this himself and concomitantly made the people of this age also qualified to relish it.
Radhe Radhe. So from this little longer paragraph, we can understand that beauty and sweetness of Srimati Radhika cannot be compared with anyone and anything, even in spiritual world. And great personalities like Shiva, like Saraswati, like Uddhava, they tried to glorify with their words this indescribable sweetness of Srimati Radhika, but simply they failed. Because this kind of sweetness, without Radharani's direct mercy, no one can completely relish. They have some experience of Radharani's appearance, names, beauty, and sweetness, but without complete Radharani's mercy, all these personalities, greatest personalities, they cannot enter really in her waves of sweetness, which are constantly coming and becoming and increasing and increasing and increasing. They cannot enter in her heart. Only those who enter in the heart of Srimati Radhika, through the hearts of her maidservants, they can relish the sweetness and beauty of Srimati Radhika, because this is the beauty and the sweetness of embodiment of love. So it's not easy to attain embodiment of love in the form, in the qualities of Srimati Radhika. For that, each person, it doesn't matter if he is the demigod or even inhabitant of Vaikuntha or some other planets, they always simply miss this complete realization of this complete sweetness. And this is why it's said that the beauty and sweetness of Radharani's appearance is standing on the head of Vedas. So it means it's above completely all descriptions, all scriptures, all experiences of all other devotees, because the Vedas are the experiences of so many different devotees. But still, Radharani is sitting simply on the head of all these words, scriptures, experiences, realizations. And only those who really want to belong to Radhika, I am yours, I am yours, I am yours, and I don't know anyone else but you. And you are mine, and you are really mine. They can be infused with full Radha Kripa and relish her sweetness. And even when they relish that sweetness, still the material world, heavenly words, spiritual words cannot explain her sweetness. So Raghunath,
Head of Vedas, what is meaning? First we have to understand. Vedas are talking about the demons. Vedas is talking about the killing of the demons. Vedas are talking about the saintly soul, how to come to the God, how I have to remove this and that, and I have to do it. Head of the Vedas means here you don't need to do anything. You don't need demons. If inside demons are sitting, don't bother. Don't bother for that, because Vedas are talking about demons. When you take the shelter of Radhika, forget all these things. You don't need to bother for anything, only become shadow of her. And then what will happen, the Vedas are written for the God, Krishna, he will protect you. Because you are the maid servant of Radhika. How others come to disturb you? Because in Vrindavan, Krishna is a gatekeeper. Why he took the gatekeeper responsibility? Because I protect my devotees' problems. I take myself this problem that they no bother for the problem. And the devotee of Radhika, they don't bother for any problem. They are not interested to see out of that of Radhika, her Swami. When they come with this decision, any problem will come. I will not share to even my neighbor, even the Krishna. I am nothing. I will face it. This is the mercy and love of Radhika. And when we cross up that and nothing we bother, see the devotees in Braj Bhumi. Their example is still you can find it out. They don't think that I am doing some austerity, but their natural life is like that. They have no any show and things, but they are connected with Radhika's mercy. They think this is mercy. My problem is my mercy to her. She give mercy to me. I will accept it. This is pure devotion, pure love for Swami.
Yes. We cannot fight with the demons.
We don't want to involve for that
Yes.
because fighting is involving me.
Yeah.
I don't want to even argue with that. Yes, yes, oh, very good, okay. I will not do this mistake, sorry. Excuse me. They have no mistake, but they say, excuse me, I will not try to do again.
And for that, we need strong shelter of Radharani's love. Without feeling of her strong shelter, who will say Gurudev like this? Only someone who took a shelter of her love, of Radharani.
Like a shadow.
Like a shadow. Like a shadow. This is why Radhika is saying, first become mine. It means first become my shadow. Give your heart to me. Give yourself to me. Why it's so heavy, Gurudev? Why it's so complicated?
Because even you see, Krishna knowing is a complication. I see in India, they are all worship Devi Devta, where I get some return faster that I worship. Return back because this company has to be very fast giving things to me. This is the goal of my worship, right? I worship because when I demand something, immediately you have to supply me. That God company, I will take certain. As
God
a
company.
company, God company, then I will think to be change my company. But Krishna, I see the books read, Krishna not giving very easily and not seeing to me. First, he has to kill the demons. He has to kill the ego. I have to walk 80 steps for him. Then he will think, okay, I will also walk some for you. Is also a problem. What about Radhika? Radhika means you have to give yourself. Why I will give? My independency. It's not possible to me. I want to be free person because my desires, material desire has to fulfill. Why I will do it? It's different. So they don't like Krishna and they don't like even, they say Krishna, but they have no relation with Krishna. It's just false. I listen and I am thinking for Krishna. I have no intimate relation, even not far relation. Intimate relation. Prabhupada started with the thing, Jnani, Yogi, and Bhakta. There are three categories. I want to be yogi, I want to be jnani, but not bhakta. Bhakta means I am devoted for you. How you will keep me, I will live like that. How you do have everything is happiness in any circumstances I am living. And he's testing also to give the difficulty how I'm accepting or not. And when
So
I
why we
see
have
that, when I see this difficulty is a mercy for my life, and we feel like a mercy, and I happily accept it, then his heart melting really is a bhakta. What is
yeah,
meaning of devotion? I have to pass my examination. of my devotion.
And strong identification. I am this body. I am this mind. I am this feeling. I am these senses, actually blocking this natural tendency of the soul.
Ah,
And in that way, we are always in conflict.
yeah.
We are trying to find solution in psychology, but we forget that soul psychology. We are trying to find solution with the mind, but we forget that behind the mind is our false ego, who will help us. Psychology, all other New Age, yoga, karma, jnana will not help us to remove this false ego. Actually, false identity. And this makes a conflict inside of us.
Not working?
And it's very good. It's very nice to talk about this, and it's very nice to think about this. But when I have to apply in my daily life, then immediately I forget it. And this is the madness of conditioned soul.
This is condition so.
This.
That immediately all finished. Jnani.
Yeah.
This Prabhupada saying Jnani, not Bhakta.
No. So how can I live without my own personal desires? Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Ataiva Shanta. But how I will be peaceful without inner conflict if I don't want to remove my desires, my
You're not charging.
conceptions? There is no peace inside of me.
Not charging to this.
Bhakti is giving us such a beautiful present to really be peaceful without any inner conflict, Shanta.
Yeah.
But we don't assign it and we don't agree with that. It sounds good.
Yes. Sounds good.
Sounds good. But for my enjoyment. And
Sounds
it's
good.
sounds good. Because ultimately, deep in the heart, we want that Krishna serves us. His company serves us. Then we want that Radharani serves us. His love serves us. And ultimately, we want that Kripa serves us. Kripa is not coming. How? It is possible. After 30, 40, 50 years, is not coming. But sounds good. Kripa sounds good. She is very merciful. She doesn't look
not serving to me, right?
Yes,
Sound
Guru.
good, but not mercy serving
Not
to
serving to me. This is the point.
me.
So why should I become dasa or dasi if she doesn't or he doesn't serve me?
Well,
But Raghunath, in the verse, in the beginning of the verse, he is addressing Radhika, oh, Suvrate, dedicated girl. Your only vrata, your only vow is to give the pleasure to your beloved Mohan.
that's it.
That's it. Everything is inside. Bas. So I want that your quality of Suvrate, through your maidservants, shadows, enter in my heart and make me also dedicated girl to your pleasure.
Because her devotion is for super soul.
Yeah.
And we are the part and parcel of super soul. So our soul is also automatic receiving that mercy. That is Alladani Shakti, Bhakti Rupen. Allah give Bhakti to me. But if this connection is not there, my bodily connection I am living, how I can receive it? That Alladini Shakti mercy. And without her mercy, it's not happening. Sometimes I think even that Krishna is receiving mercy from Radhika. This is surprising to me. We are listening that Krishna is giving mercy to Radhika, not Radhika is giving mercy to Krishna. Allah is inside Krishna. Wow.
Without this Aladini or Hladini, all other energies we will not exist at all.
Wow.
Existence, spiritual existence will not exist.
Even
Spiritual,
in the Krishna, even in the Krishna,
even in the Krishna.
you
Because
will
in
become Narayan.
yeah, because in this Hladini, everything what is existing is including.
My God.
This is why everyone needs appearance in the heart of Hladini Shakti. Because everything what is necessary for relationship, for devotional service, is including in Hladini. All Shaktis.
One realization come to me.
Please, Gurudev,
I
share.
want to share to everyone. First, we know many places you see Guru is my goal. And we start working for that. And this is not correct. Guru is not a goal. Guru is by navigation showing the goal. What is the goal? Krishna is the goal. Right? And okay, Guru is the navigator, Krishna is the goal. Accept it. When I reach to the Krishna, because he is the goal, then Krishna say, I am not a goal. I am the source of progress. I am the source of progress. Read Bhag 10:10 Prabhupada verse. I am the source of progress. 10:10 Bhagavad Gita. Nobody understands this. We need the realized person, Guru, to understand this. My God.
This is the point.
We need someone who realized to understand, realized person, then we will understand.
Yes.
Then Krishna say, I am the source of progress. The goal is something higher. So Krishna is source of progress. Guru is the source of progress. My God. Guru is the source of progress. Krishna is the source of progress. Then what is the goal? Then Prabhupada say, Krishna conscious. I say in the words of Prabhupada, are Krishna conscious? What is meaning of Krishna conscious? Krishna. What is meaning of Krishna conscious? Prabhupada say Krishna conscious. What is the meaning? When Krishna is conscious with himself. This is Krishna consciousness. Krishna is conscious that he is a God. What is Krishna consciousness?
Someone who loves him the most.
That's the point. Become conscious with that. Then you will understand Krishna.
Because only love can bring complete consciousness.
That's the point.
But Gurudev, we cannot understand this. This is the jungle of statements, jungle of words, and for conditioned souls, it's impossible by his own strength and intelligence to understand. So desperately, he needs to take the shelter of the bona fide supreme spiritual master. And someone who take full shelter of bona fide spiritual master automatically becomes bona fide disciple.
Yeah.
Because the spiritual master is already bona fide disciple of his spiritual master.
That is the point. Because this is parampara. What we lose it.
Yeah.
Ashraya. Full ashraya. Full shelter.
But if we have a conflict inside of us, then this full shelter is not possible to take the shelter of the full shelter because conflict is blocking wrong identification, wrong conceptions are blocking. So what is solution, Gurudev? So many things are blocking us. Ocean of blockages are around us,
because
and the
of
only
the covering.
solution is taking the shelter. How to do that?
Covering has to remove. We cover many dresses, my clothes, my body, my ego. We forget our real identification, that we are Jiva, and Jiva is the Nitya Das. Jivere Sarupa hai, Krishna Nitya Das. Sarup is
Accepting
like
this, yes. Accepting this resolve all conflict.
conflict, not make me to accept. Inner
Conflict.
conflict.
This is the point. Always rebellious, always lamenting, always quarreling with himself.
Always fighting going inside.
Always fighting is going on. Then
No one
depression.
pointed.
Yeah.
No one pointed desire means one desire.
Yeah.
I have many desires of many at the same time.
Then it's not possible to relish undescribable sweetness of Vraja, undescribable sweetness of Rajavasis, undescribable sweetness of Radhika and Mohan, and undescribable sweetness of Radharani's maidservants, most intimate, confidential maidservants.
Sri Radha. Yeah.
Is there any question of devotees, please? Because this is the time for the questioning also. We are turning some topic which came out surprisingly and suddenly. And most probably these topics are touching your heart and consciousness. If you have some questions, it is great opportunity to clarify or to confirm. Why not also? Because there is no point of going to the lila if this is not clear. Only the body will listen the lila. Only the mind, material, will try to enjoy the lila.
This is this place.
So no questions, it means everything is clear. We assume like this.
No, I think that there is no clear understanding, so there is no question.
I try to be polite.
Honestly, no understanding is no question. I don't understand what you are telling. What I ask question. You have to go in to understand it. And if you don't understand, you will not go for the higher consciousness. So it's important to question. If you are practicing, then you have more questions. And if you're not practicing, also more questions. And if you don't want to go in this deep, then there is no question.
But Gurudev, in your company, I have no question.
But it should be only in not my company. It has to be in the day-to-day life. If it's only in my company, there's no question, then what I receive that. Receiving means living in that. I think that. We have to live in that. Any moment if I leave my body, I have way to reach the goal. I have a meaning of coming in this body. Useful for me. One thing I listen and I practice with my God brother say me, आश्रय लिए जे जान कृष्ण भजे कृष्ण नाही तजे और सब मरे कारण. Explain it.
Gurudev, explain to you, please. Ashraya Krishna Bhaje, please.
Krishna nahi taje.
No. Yeah.
If I take the shelter of super soul and I'm living in the soul consciousness, this ashram.
Shelter. Ashraya Gurudev, it means shelter, devotees. Ashraya.
Shelter,
Complete shelter.
complete shelter. Shelter means to be accept this reality, not in false, living in the truth and reality. But ego not ready to accept this ashram. This is my problem.
And this ego always makes inside conflict that I cannot freely, openly, full-heartedly accept the shelter.
Wow.
Conflict is always disturbing the consciousness. We cannot practice bhajan with inner conflicts. Someone who is in the mood of relaxing mood, it means he accepted his position. First of all, I am Krishna Das. Then peacefulness. And conflict simply disappears and peacefulness is coming for bhajan. Then practice and applying in daily life is possible. And in daily life, always the waves of happiness and distress are coming, good or bad is coming, auspicious, unauspicious. This is the daily life. But I am not confused because I am not in conflict with myself. I know firmly who am I. And I'm living in this consciousness.
Radhe Radhe, may I say something?
Please tell to Gurudev. Good.
This this is a very difficult moment for me. So I have this big conflict, exactly this big conflict, because it's difficult to live in to know that I am a soul, to live in this consciousness and to live in this world and to do my job. I'm a psychologist, so I have this very big conflict inside me, and this block is a blockage for my daily sadhana. So I don't know what to do. I will come in January, Gurudev, and I will talk with you.
Yes, yeah, that need association. One thing I'll give you tips. I'm living in my body identification. My vision is smaller, like I'm staying in the second floor. And when you live in your spiritual identity, you are not in the same level of your patient. Your vision will be more higher and you can visualize more subjects. The soul is also to her, your patient, male or female. But they are disconnected with the soul, so they are sick. And you are in that concept, in the same material concept, then how you are elevated to help that? You have to be higher education. You need higher stage of yourself to do help to them. So your vision has to be higher to help them. You are in the same level of them, then if you are not qualified to help yourself, what about others? I will do mistake and I cannot help myself. How I will help to others? If this problem come to me, I have no capacity to solve inside me because I am living outside, not in real concept, but my spiritual master guide me. And if I practice to elevate this, then easy for that. Then you say, I have no time for doing my sadhana. That is, you have to find that yourself to develop your education. For education, you give 10 years in a school, 4 years in the college, and 2 years in master. You give time or not? What is the use of this education? What not elevate yourself? You have a time to give there, but you have no time to real elevate yourself. It's surprising, right? If you see like this, we have to find the time to disconnect with the same level and to develop my consciousness in higher to help them. Then you will be real doctor. Doctor means to help to the patient who is in suffering. So when you're coming here in Vrindavan, you come for like a student to learn and do sadhana seriously. not waste your time. That is your homework time here. You have to use maximum time that you can go deep in that. That is only my advice. And how maximum time you can take it, come with that time that you have a full time and one pointed program for that.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Please, go on.
Radhe,
Anantaji, can you
Radhe.
read?
Yeah, I'm here. In this verse, Sri Raghunatha perceives Swamini's flower-picking pastime. You are picking flowers with your crooked and Rasika girlfriends. This means that in Vraja, no one deals with Mohana in a simple or submissive way.
Oh, acha. Okay, okay. Take banana.
Mic of Gurudev, please.
This is called Vamya Bhava, and in this mood, the erotic sweetness of the Yugala Kishore become crystallized. Therefore, the words rasa, rasa kutila are used here. They will quarrel with Mohana over picking flowers. I know you are Suvatra. You are dedicated to the vow of delighting Shyam. When will you delight me by engaging in such false and crooked quarrels? Sri Banga Bihari Vidya Alankara writes, Suvrata means a girl who is dedicated to the cause of making the Lord of her life happy. Suvrata means a girl who is dedicated to the cause of making the Lord of her life happy. That is the best vow. There is no greater vow than that in the whole world. Prema means thinking. How can I make Krishna happy? And the Vraja Sundaris are in the highest class of lovers that are endowed with Mahabhava, which is the quintessence of Prema. The mind and senses of those who are endowed with Mahabhava are saturated with Mahabhava. Mahabhava consists of the greatest nectar and helps the mind to return its constitutional position. This is written in Ujjvala Nilamani. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti writes in his Ananda Chandrika's commentary on this verse. Mahabhava helps the mind to regain its constitutional position. This means that the minds of the girls who are Mahabhava are entirely consisting of Mahabhava. The mind.
Explain.
This
Please,
means that the minds of the girls who have Mahabhava are entirely consisting of Mahabhava.
Or one line. More higher.
Anantaji.
Yes?
Read from the minds and senses of those.
Okay, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From that point. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. The minds and senses of those who are endowed with Mahabhava are saturated with Mahabhava.
So stop. Yeah. So the spiritual body is made not from the bones, flesh, blood, but it's made from bhava, pure kinds of emotions and pure love. And when we say the spiritual body, Swarup Bhava Deha, automatically includes mind and senses also. Not only external experience, but the mind and senses are also made from Mahabhav. So this is completely another conception of material conception. Material conception is that I am this body, I am this skin, bones, flesh, urine, blood, feelings, thoughts, senses, and so on and so on. But we are listening here that the spiritual body consists of pure emotions. Nothing else exists than pure emotions. And when we say pure emotions, it's even better to say nothing exists than pure loving emotions, pure love. And here are mentionings the gopis, different kinds of gopis, and their bodies are made of Mahabhav. Why they are made of Mahabhav? First of all, the gopis are manifestation of embodiment of Mahabhav, and that is Srimati Radharani. Her desire to give Krishna pleasure, his vow, vrata, to please him, manifests in billions and billions and billions different kinds of her girlfriends. And they are embodiments of her Mahabhav. But the Manjaris, her maidservants, are special kinds of Sakis who has completely different mood. And differences is that the other gopis and Sakis, they want to give the Krishna pleasure. And they want to participate in this giving very actively in romantic amorous pastimes. But Manjaris, this kind of idea never crossed their minds and hearts because their mind, hearts, and senses are completely infused and made from Radharani's Mahabhav, Radharani's feelings and love. And they belong because of that completely to Radhika. So what sadhaka is doing when he is listening this? He is putting his mind in the contact with origin of this Mahabhav. By listening, he is putting his ears in the contact, touching the Mahabhav. He is making his mind to be absorbed in the form of qualities and pastimes of embodiment of Mahabhav Radhika. So they're putting their minds and senses in the contact, to be touched by this Mahabhav. This is the sadhana. This is why Gurudev say, use your time to make it possible. This is your sadhana. Allow your mind and senses to be touched with this Mahabhav. In conditioned soul, mind and senses are separate. They are working together. Sometimes they are working completely in an opposite way, making conflict inside. But in the spiritual body, who is touched with Mahabhav, all these senses are coming together. They're blending. And their goal is only one vrata, to give the pleasure to divine couple. So in that way, even sadhaka, who is blessed to attain bhava bhakti, can have realization how his mind and heart blended together. They became chittavrit, but where? In spiritual identity, in bhavadeha. The mind of conditioned soul and senses are touched by Maya, and they are instruments of Maya. But when the mind and senses become touched with Mahabhava, then they are becoming Mahabhava. Not like Mahabhava, they are becoming Mahabhava. And this is their only constitutional position. So all the gopis are actually embodiment of that Mahabhava. So for them it's very natural that their minds and senses are not different from Mahabhav. And desire of Mahabhav is only to give the pleasure to Krishna. Is just the question from which angle and which position. But basic understanding is they are all manifestation of Mahabhav. Their mind, senses, intelligence, abilities, qualities, forms are actually manifestation of Mahabhav. And it means that in their heart and senses, mind, intelligence, only one desire is burning, to give the pleasure. Because the quintessence of Mahabhav is to give love and to give devotion. This is the essential part of Mahabhav, to give. And this is the essential part of female qualities, female nature, because it's only one man. All others are females. Minds and senses of those who are endowed with Mahabhava are saturated with Mahabhava. There is no any other desires, conceptions which are independent, but only to focus one-pointed, to give the pleasure. It means to be saturated.
It's coming out. What is the use?
With Mahabhava. Yes, Gurudev.
No. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not telling.
Okay.
It's good.
And only this, what Gurudev was talking at the beginning, take the shelter of love. Don't think about other things, good or bad or whatever. Take the shelter of love. It means saturate your mind, first your mind and then heart, with actually purest kind of love. Then all the conflicts will be solved, inner conflicts. Please, Gurudev.
One thing come to mind.
Yes.
He said, Anandas Babaji, that is a mental conception. I was very shocked. I am doing a spiritual thing and he's a mental conception. Mental. He say, when mind conceive, we are talking on mind, it's very difficult for the mind to conceive. Conceive means very important subject. Lady conceive only when that time she is free from all the circumstances for one pointed. Then she conceived the baby with his lover. So this way, if mind want to conceive, I am free from other material desire or other desires are there, then we conceive myself. So this all depends. Even the Bhagavad Gita 13:14, when there is no conflict and harmony of the mind and my, you say, now we are telling about my constitutional position, not when the spiritual, what you say?
Constitutional position of the mind when he is saturated with Mahabhav, or we can say.
And in the Bhagavad Gita 13:14, mind and my intelligence is in harmony, not in conflict.
This is the point.
Because always in conflict, mind and my intelligence, when they come to the harmony, friendly.
Is mind and intelligence fixed?
Intelligence. Intelligence is fixed, but mind never fixed. How they will conceive it? Conceive means mind and intelligence fixed one point.
And this is sadhana.
This is sadhana.
Why? Because the mind and intelligence are focused to attain one pointed goal. If the mind and intelligence... Yes?
My mind is fixed in all material things.
Yeah.
If you see, only material practice, mind is fixed. And mind is come for my intelligent harmony. There is a conflict because mind is material and my intelligent mind is spiritual. So there is a conflict. How they will conceive it? Conceive needs means mind has to be peaceful to one pointed to receive it. Then its sarup is coming.
So sometimes when we are listening the words, we cannot catch the point that behind these words, yes, this is the eagerness, this is the humility, desire, but actually also intelligence. How to attain that goal is present
That.
in the words.
And today you are explaining this. So it's a beautiful time to share it, to understand this.
You explain.
Rade, Gurudev and all. As I understand, you said now that mind has its constitutional position too, but only when saturated in with bhava.
Mind is not in constitutional position. They not agree with this. Mind
I
only
know.
want mind want only my material desire. And one desire fulfilled, 10 desire coming. And then they go for 10 desires. This is the circumstances of mind.
Yes,
He
yes,
want to keep out in the material world to me. And
yes, I
10
just heard.
desire,
Mhm.
one desire complete, 10 desire coming. If you complete 10 desire, 100 desires are coming. That I am capable to solve and I can solve 100 desire. This is the creation of the mind. And ego is that I can do it.
Yes, we usually say this. I just heard here some sentence somebody says it.
That is conflict, no? Mind and intelligence in conflict because of that. Srirath.
Rade. Thank you.
So to focus the mind on pure love will brings him to his constitutional eternal spiritual position. Because
Wow, very
when we
good.
meditate, we can be extremely poor, extremely, like all our Goswamis and so many, extremely poor. But in their meditation, they offered the most opulent food, ornaments, dresses to Srimati Radhika. Is this imagination of them or not? Externally, they're poor. They don't have anything. They look like a skeletons, you know. They don't eat 7, 10 days. They don't sleep. They don't have any value to offer. But in the same time, they are most fortunate and most richest person because their mind is touching the transcendental realm. Their mind is touching, is so soaked in prema that their mind and senses are becoming Mahabhav. And whatever they offer, this is real. Like Prabhupada once, Gurudev said, if you don't have diamonds to offer, no problem. Just meditate, manasa seva, and you can offer diamonds to Radharani. And she will accept all your love, all your devotion. And these diamonds are also real. Because when the mind comes into contact with transcendence, it becomes transcendence. And his desires, because he became transcendence, automatically fulfills.
No.
This is why desires of pure devotees are always fulfilling. We need blessings of pure devotees because we know that their desires, which are coming from the heart, not only from the lips, but from the heart, sooner or later, in this life or in whichever, will be fulfilled.
In this life, yeah,
Yes, Gurudev.
not another life.
Yeah. Thank you. This is the power of desire, spiritual desires. They must be fulfilled. These desires are touching the Chintamani, touchstone, because the mind and senses of pure devotee are completely, how it said, saturated with Mahabhava. And Mahabhava is fulfilling all desires, but not material. And sometimes material also. If she wants to make us a
Honestly,
foolish,
honestly, she no fulfill any desire.
Yeah,
Krishna is near to them. He is fulfilling the desire
yeah,
that she is the devotee of my Swami. I have to care her. And then Krishna is taking care of him.
yes.
Because my Swami, these are cats and dogs. I have to bring the biscuit to give first to him, that she will be pleased with that service.
So this is the perfect circle of loving relationship and blessings how our and kripa is functioning.
Well,
So meditation is important, and we are emphasizing so much bhajan and meditation because we are giving opportunity to and time to our mind to be touched with Mahabhav
wow.
through the name, through the nama, rupa, guna, and lila. Nama is manifestation of Mahabhav. Rupa is manifestation of Mahabhav. Guna and Lilas are manifestation of Mahabhav. Variations, unlimited variations.
This is all teaching to my mind.
This is
Sorry to.
Manasa Shiksha. Yes. Oh, my brother, be clever.
Because you study the wrong thing. So again, I'm teaching you, my friend.
Yes.
I'm not teaching to anything. My mind I'm teaching because he's my real friend who bring out to me in different directions.
Yeah, but we need also strength, spiritual strength for that Gurudev, because when the false ego is noticing this desire, which is appearing in devotee's heart, he also immediately starts to whisper doubts, questions,
Humanity.
different kinds of solutions, maybe yes, maybe not, so on and so on. Then real game of the false ego starts.
Right.
Like you said, test. Do you really want or you don't?
Sriraj.
There's many faces of Kaliya, many heads, and each head has many faces. So you see, when we purify the mind by listening the words of those who are trying to help us, we can properly prepare the mind and heart to enter and dive in the pastime.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
The minds and the senses of those
Well,
who are endowed with Mahabhava are saturated with Mahabhava. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti writes in his Ananda Chandrika's commentary on this verse, Mahabhava helps the mind to regain its constitutional position.
well,
This means that the minds of the girls who have Mahabhava are entirely consisting of Mahabhava. The mind has no more separate existence from Mahabhava. Senses act according to the mind's direction, and in this way, the senses of the Rajasundaris also consist of Mahabhava. Therefore, it is logically proven that all the activities of their senses are dedicated to and dominated by Krishna. All the Vrajasundaris have Mahabhava, but Shri Radhika is Mahabhava Swarupini herself. She consists of nothing but Mahabhava, from the tips of her toenails up to the top of her head. It is certain that Mohana is greatly delighted and controlled by each of her physical and sensual acts. Hence, no one in the world is more worthy of the name Suvrata than her. In his Stavamala, Srila Rupa Goswami has nicely described how Sri Radhika picks flower in the forest. Indeed, his description of these pastimes are unrevealed in the kingdom of sweet rasa. In the morning time, Sri Radhika feels morose. She doesn't feel like performing her household duties, and her mind is restless. So she goes out into the forest on the pretext of getting water for her ritual worship, eager to see lotus-eyed Krishna. Rupamanjari secretly follows her to the bank of the Yamuna. Shrimati walks very far until she catches Shyamasundara's bodily fragrance, and thinking that Shyamasundara is in the forest, she proceeds towards him like a thirsty she-bee. When she sees Krishna standing there, dressed like a forester, she starts picking flowers, just to catch his attention. Mohana notices her and says, "Who is that girl destroying the beauty of the forest by picking all the flowers there? How beautiful you are!" Sri Radhika, seeing Mohana with his forehead beautified by Gaurachana pigments, frowns her eyebrows. Radhika, who is called Bhamini, or powerful girl, here pulls at her blue garment and thus conceals her limbs. How wonderful are her movements! She takes some distance from Mohana and hides herself between the huge jasmine creepers on the bank of the Yamuna. Mohana follows her as if he is bewitched by some mantra and says, "You are always coming here to pick flowers," and then, after cruelly breaking all the tender sprouts and destroying the beauty of the forest, you hide yourself. Who are you? Shrimati replies, "One devotee poet has made a beautiful Padyanuvada, Bengali song translation of this, and this is quoted below." Hearing this, Vinodini anoints her smirky smile with a paste of faint anger and says, "Listen, O Kala, how painful is to see your behavior. It is like a great fire that burns us. We are dedicated girls, and our minds are always devoted to worship the sun god. We always come here to pick flowers, and we never heard such rude words before. Why do you speak such words today? That's not proper of you." Rasaraj, Mohan, the king of relishers, says, "This is the doing of the bold King Cupid. Aren't you afraid of him?" Mohana replies, "I understand that you have stolen many flowers and sprouts today. O golden flower thief, now I catch you. How will you be able to go home now? Oh hey, is this your doing? Aren't you married girls afraid and ashamed to come to this forest every day, stealing leaves and flowers, breaking the straw. O golden complexioned flower thieves, how will you escape now that I've cucked you? You won't be able to run away. Rasa Sudakara stays in hiding and witnesses Radha and Mohana's pastime. Tender Swamini says, in a faint, harsh mood, I know you are a rogue. We are worshipping the sun god. This forest is only for women. Men are not allowed here. Until now, no one has ever forbidden us to come here. Who are you? Didn't you learn any manners? Whose forest is this anyway? Mohana says, this forest belongs to King Cupid, who has entrusted it into my care. This king is very cruel, and it was very unfair of you to steal his flowers. Swamini says, there is no King Cupid here. You are that rogue yourself. Who in Vraja does not know your pranks? In this way, their sweet quarrel goes on. But by quarreling with him in this way, Swamini became known as Suvrata, a girl who is unflinchingly dedicated to Mohana's pleasure. Mohana feels boundless bliss when he tastes the sweetness of this quarrel. When I see Radha's face and eyes in this mood, I feel a million times more happy than when I unite with her. Finally, she enters a kunja with her prananatha and relishes all kinds of sweet pastimes with him there. When the vision disappears, Sri Raghunatha anxiously prays as follows. Oh, dedicate Radha. Oh, Radha.
It will be too long. Just repeat the words, and because 2 pages more are
Okay. So we will stop here
from
for
words.
today and read the verse once more.
Mhm.
O Surata, dedicated girl, will you increase my bliss by falsely and angrily quarreling with the Lord of your heart, being supported by your girlfriends who are expert in helping you in your loving tricks while you play the flower picking game.
Jai Ho.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe Go